It is a beautiful sunny morning here in Nokia, Finland. Round 3 moving day of the 2023 European Open is underway. Nate Perkins here with Brian Earhart, Tournament Central yet again. Nate, we have a historic lead going into this third round. Kristin Tattar is up 13 strokes, the only player to shoot under par on this challenging beast track. What do you make of this? What does it say about her game right now?
I mean, this is a historic performance even for a historic athlete. I mean, has 13 strokes. This is the largest margin of victory, or pardon me, the largest lead that we've seen through 2 rounds since 2008 Valerie Jenkins. So we have to go way back for that. And taking a look at some of her game yesterday from the front, that was for her 4th birdie in a row there on hole 5, playing this uphill par 3 perfectly, and then this is her first circle 2 putt of the round. Cashed it right side.
Everything just looks simple right now. The putt is just looking fantastic, and the thing that I noticed is she's dropping a lot of these putts on the weak side, and yeah, maybe it's not directly on line, but her speed is flawless right now. I mean, her circle 2 putts have that little bit of nose up, little bit of drift at the end. She's playing extremely high-level disc golf, and she's making it very difficult for the players to catch up to her with how challenging this course is playing.
Yeah, I mean, she's made 3 bogeys on the tournament, Brian, and as you said, we haven't had another player in the field even shoot under par. One of those players who is showing promise to shoot under par, Henna. Henna yesterday, I believe she shot 6 over on the front. I believe she lost 10 strokes to Kristin Tattar on that front. But if you take a look at her back, her final 8 holes, Henna actually went 5 down on the last 8 holes with an eagle in there. So she definitely has the potential to shoot under par. Henna's currently 2nd in strokes gained from tee to green, but she's putting under 50% from circle 1, Brian.
Well, what's incredible to me is her scoring is happening on the back 9, all these bonus holes that can set you way apart from the pack, but then you go so far over par on the front 9. The recipe to success is already laid out for her. I think if there's one player that can catch her on an average day, it's going to be Henna. If she can just grab the same amount of birdies that Kristin did yesterday on the front, do what she did on the back, I mean, that's a phenomenal round that can put you within just a few strokes if Kristin doesn't have her best day. We did listen to Henna after her round yesterday. It was a roller coaster. Let's hear what she had to say.
Wow, what a roller coaster. I didn't like it at all, but yeah, the back 9 was pretty good, and that saved me.
Let's talk about hole number 15. What did you try to do differently than yesterday?
Nothing. I just throw the same disc and same angle, tried the same angle, but today it was good, and yesterday I slipped, the disc slipped on my hand. I'm going to keep the same game plan, but the game is not over and always have a chance, so I'm not giving up.
The start was a lot better than yesterday. Had a couple of good breaks also, and took advantage of them. Yeah, I was just trying to go into the round very confident, just execute the shots and not worry about like making mistakes. As soon as you start to worry there, the mistakes will come up. It's tough to be in the lead, and it's also tough to be back. So I would prefer to be in the lead, of course. Now it's just time to find the confidence and keep doing the same thing that I've been doing so far.
Kristin, again, up 13 strokes going into today. Again, we asked her if she maybe was having trouble maybe with that sense of urgency, with how big the lead is, and she had a very beautiful answer, and I think that just speaks to how well prepared she is for this event. But with that said, Henna has to make up a lot of ground. There's a few holes in this course, 6, 10, 14, didn't even get birdied by the entire field yesterday, so Kristin's going to be coasting on holes like that, so Henna's going to have to make a big push. With that said, we have other players in this field that are playing well, and we could easily see good rounds out of them as well. We're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side, Katrina Allen, Missy Gannon.
What's up, guys? I'm here at the European Open, and I want to remind you to go check out the European Open online pro shop to check out some exclusive discs, merchandise, apparel, and so much more. Thank you for supporting the event, and enjoy the show.
A round of disc golf can be long, and if you're playing in a tournament, it can feel like a marathon. This can leave you physically and mentally fatigued by the end when your shots matter most. With space for your discs, water, and even a place to sit, a cart enables you to bring what you need, helping you feel more prepared and energized without carrying the extra weight. This can help you maintain your edge and save you strokes through every round.
Any chance you can stay at the top or near the top during a major is a big deal. A lot of points on the line. So, you know, I did get a chance to look at the big scoreboard, and I see that Kristen's putting on a show. So it's gonna be hard to catch her, but there's 2 more days, 2 full rounds. Anything could happen, and I'm just gonna try to put the pedal to the metal the next 2 days. You know, it keeps you on your toes, and you know, you gotta stay consistent out here and try to score when you can, but try to minimize the mistakes. So I'm hoping to improve over the next couple of days. But all in all, I'm feeling pretty good about how it's been. We've gotten pretty lucky over the first 2 rounds here. President's Cup was very windy. My practice rounds were very windy. So it's been nice to come out here and not have quite as much wind to think about, and be able to, you know, rely on my go-to thrashers and slower speed discs on this course. So yeah, it's been a pleasant surprise.
Well, Missy did say that she wanted to minimize errors, and her scorecard shows that she did about as good a job as you could do, but the one thing is she needs to start pushing now. She needs to get on that front 9 and start taking some birdies to cover some ground on Kristen, who is playing the front 9 so well. What are the holes that you feel like with Missy's skill set she should be maybe capitalizing on a bit more?
Well, on that front, Brian, she didn't card her first birdie until the 8th hole, and she gave herself 5 circle 2 looks on holes 1 through 7, and she didn't capitalize on any of those today. She's putting less than 10% from circle 2, and those holes are primed for this field to score on. But a lot of those opportunities do come from circle 2 because there's a lot of late trees, and there's a lot of like tough greens there on 5, there on 7, and she actually laid the one up on 7, and so she does have the opportunity to score on the front, but it's one of those situations you push too hard and you start falling back a little bit on those tricky greens.
Well, and what I'm thinking about is, you know, the forehand is very valuable out here on this course. I feel like we always seem to have players with beautiful sidearms coming up and winning these tournaments, and that's why I think Kristen is doing so well. Her forehand looks flawless right now. But then you look at a hole like 9, Missy has to throw a much tighter little turnover through the middle. You look at hole number 2, she has to drag one out to the other side. I think that's why on some of these more left to right oriented shots where a turnover is a little tougher, she's seeing a lot more putts from circle 2. So it's one of those things, if you don't have both spins perfectly, I mean, you're going to have to work a lot harder. Again, we saw that with Chandler Kramer coming here last year, being only sidearm, still having some issues. So we're just going to have to see with Missy. She's going to have to come ready to be pinpoint, and like you said, that circle 2 look needs to be dialed in. Otherwise, I'm not going to call it a runaway victory yet, because we're only at the halfway point, and we've seen Kristen go 9 under even, things like that. So you just don't know. But we have another player chasing her down, Katrina Allen, who we can't count her out of this situation ever because she's won this tournament twice. She knows what it takes to win out here. And she does kind of have both spins. I think she has a really underrated sidearm. I think people don't give her the credit that she deserves for what she's developed over the years. But a lot of things are working for her. It's just the same thing as Missy, just not scoring on the front.
Yeah, she really hasn't found a rhythm early, and I feel like over the years, Katrina has shown that she is a momentum player. Like she starts building momentum, making circle two putts, and they can just keep going in. And she has not found that rhythm early. And honestly, I felt like her front after rewatching both of them, that it just things haven't gone her way. She's been hitting lines and getting those late trees. Great circle two putt right there on the 15th for her first birdie on the back. And then this was a nice shot from just inside 100 meters there on 16. What I love, Brian, is that we haven't yet heard a player say that they're playing for second place yet. Both Hannah and Missy said, it's going to be tough, but not going to give up. I love to hear that from these competitors.
Well, these are both champions. These are both people that have won at the highest level and almost feels like nothing else matters at this point. Why would I ever care about second place? I'm not going to keep that trophy if I get one. They want the big win, and anything is possible. That mindset has gotten them into this position in their lives playing disc golf overseas to begin with. So it's going to be a tough battle. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a tough physical and mental battle out here, knowing how big the deficit is, but it's not to say that Kristen's not going to come here feeling that lack of a sense of urgency. We'll see. It's going to be a sweet 2 rounds here at the Beast. Mm-hmm. With that said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will see you on the other side.
In 40 yards, do not turn left or right. Just drive. You have reached your destination. You are home.
I was just throwing the disc great and making all my circle one putts. I was pretty happy with how I threw every hole except for that bounce and roll away on 18. That was pretty brutal, and then kind of a spit out, but I shouldn't have even had to make that par putt, but it's all right. On those last 4 holes, I definitely played with the wind a little bit more, and then 16, I chose to throw a sidearm into the green today instead of the backhand because I ended up double bogeying that hole yesterday, and the sidearm's definitely the play.
Is there anything that you would improve or try to change or adjust for moving day tomorrow?
Probably throw a slower disc on the upshot on 18. But other than that, I think I got my game plan pretty dialed.
Well, and this is one of the advantages of being a player like Anthony, who can easily throw 700 feet if he catches the wind right. And I think being able to slow down on your approach shot on number 18 makes it such an easier angle to attack the green with. But in general, I don't think he needs to change much. He looked fantastic out there. His putt looked good. His backhand, forehand, everything kind of looked solid. But do you feel like he needs to push any more? Do you think 12 under today is enough?
Honestly, I just want Anthony to feel like it's another day at the course because he has maybe the highest ceiling of any player, and we've all known that for years. I hear Ian Anderson's voice in my head, like AB ceiling is the ceiling, and I'll never forget Anthony being in the lead at the 2019 World Championship. He was on the lead card. In that same round, he was in 35th place. can't recall seeing that ever before. And he's been that player for many years. He's been the player where he's in the lead and people expect him to blow up. I think he has a little bit of that pressure like looming over him. I think there's a weight on top of him. He still hasn't won on the tour, Brian. It's crazy to say, but he hasn't. So I don't want him to feel like this is the moment that he has to overcome. I just want him to be in each and every hole, take it shot by shot. I like the adjustment here on 16. I personally don't love watching people throw backhands into that green and skipping OB long. That was from 105 meters out. That was a big moment in the round.
I feel like we say it a lot about players like Aaron Gossage as well. It's like they have built themselves up to a foundation of situations that can give you those pressure, real-time pressure situations. So AB has finally done that. He's given himself enough. I think he's primed to push forward. Again, 4-round tournaments, anything can happen. One bit of bad luck can spiral into a big number, and then a bad mindset after that can give you more big numbers. So if he can stay mentally strong and push through 2 rounds, it's a no-brainer that we could see him up top. I mean, the way he played yesterday showed us that he can go even lower out there. Another player that played his way up to the lead card, who seems to just shoot well here all the time, is Albert Tom. I actually saw Albert yesterday at the sauna yesterday, just hanging out after his round, preparing for the day today. Albert just seems to always do well here. What is that?
I mean, he's digging deep to find something, Brian, because he has not finished inside the top 10 this year. His best finish is 12th. Yesterday, he shoots a 10 down with 3 circle 1 misses and no circle 2 makes. He thought he missed that shot on 16. Skips over the hay bales. You love to see it. He is throwing the disc extremely well. And honestly, the power that Albert displays, it really plays out here. Those tough holes, yesterday it got pretty windy there on the back. On 10, on 11, those big power hyzers really come in handy.
Well, and for Albert, I think he just needs to stay under control on the green. I think that's the thing that's really failed him the past couple of seasons and prevented him from getting up to the top like he normally, or at least people think he normally should. But 10 under is solid. I think the bogey on 15 is not a big deal. I feel like it's one of those holes where the wind, blows one way off the tee, and then once you get up to the green, it blows another direction. So that's okay. Make the adjustment today. I mean, Henna even said she makes no adjustment on 15, even though she went out of bounds in day 1. So I think Albert has a good chance. I think he loves playing in front of this crowd. So looking forward to seeing him out there. Another player that played himself up to the lead card, Eagle McMahon. And Eagle, we can't ever count him out. He's 2 strokes off the lead. He's right where he wants to be right now. And I think he's ready to make more adjustments to go even deeper under par.
And I think if we asked Eagle after feeling his first 2 rounds out, they didn't seem to be going his way. If we asked him, hey, you're going to be 2 off the lead, how do you feel? Probably feels really good. He's faced a lot of adversity this tournament. This second round, he seemed to throw the front 9 pretty perfect, but he only shot 5 down on it. Unfortunate kick there on 5, and then again on 7, and then he skips off the base of the basket on 9 and finds the OB right that is almost not even in play because of that steep angle right there.
Yeah, he played solid. I mean, he took bogeys at 9 and 11. 11, just extremely difficult hole. I mean, accessing the green is very challenging. It feels like kind of a coin toss if you're going with the power hyzer.
How sweet are these rollers, though, Brian?
They're bold. They're like, I don't even know if you need to do it, but again, this is just him being Eagle McMahon and doing things that other players are not necessarily doing and forging his own path. I mean, the roller here on 13 is absolutely ridiculous.
This is so tight, guys. Like, to lay that down, you don't have the space. You have to have a flippy enough disc to hit it flat and let the disc break over into the roller. No one is throwing up shots from right here.
Yeah.
He's completely breaking this hole apart. He's done it for 2 years straight now. This is a great putt there on 15 to card the 2.
I have to go back to 13 because I can't call what he's doing breaking the hole because You literally have to throw directly at the tree on the left side in order to get that disc to break into the right cut roller. I mean, UC Maresma was standing behind the tee pad, and he goes, this is going to be a crazy shot. And it was flawless, but it's not like he is finding some loophole in the hole. He's earning everything that he's got throwing these lines. And I think it's awesome. I think if he wins, it's going to be in dramatic fashion, and I think everybody's going to be really here for it. You have insight on the next player we got to talk about, Rasmus. Everyone seems to be talking about him. He seems to be kind of the wonder kid that people are excited to watch. You're saying he has some of the best sidearm form in the world, potentially.
Yeah, I think Rasmus potentially has the furthest sidearm that I've ever seen in person. Definitely one of the fastest sidearms. And as we know, the sidearm really plays out here. And just as the fan of the game, I am so excited that we get to see all of his shots today, because I haven't seen a complete game from him yet. And obviously he has it, shooting an 11 under par yesterday. Only player in the field to card an eagle there on 3. But look at that stretch, Brian. He goes 7 down on a 6-hole stretch right there. Shoots 7 on the front with a bogey. Bogey's the 10th, and then gets right back into a rhythm, 11, 12, 13. And he's putting less than 90% from Circle 1. He had 2 Circle 1 misses yesterday, and he's not making a lot of Circle 2 makes right now. So it tells us that he's throwing the disc extremely well.
Well, I talked to Philo Brathwaite yesterday, who played against him in a B tier, and he ended up edging out Philo, and Philo just had to give it to him. He said this kid's good, and he's looking forward to seeing him out there as well when he's in the booth calling the shots now. So looking forward to that. With that said, we're going to take a quick commercial break. On the other side, it's moving day. There's a cut coming up soon, and the FPO division is off.
What makes the Halal Guys so deliciously different? You might have heard of our famously long cart lines that NYC fans happily stand in. Today, with over 100 plus restaurants across the globe, we are your place to experience authentic American halal. Enjoy our delicious falafel, Euro sandwich, platters, and sides topped with our famously flavorful white and hot sauces. Order online today and taste how we make different so delicious. The Halal Guys, bringing something deliciously different to the table.
One of my favorite memories growing up was a trip I took with my dad to Hawaii. We just got done with a round of disc golf and decided to listen to the Grateful Dead. Without saying anything, we both knew we needed to dance, and that's exactly what we did. Sometimes you just need to stop and enjoy the music.
Welcome back. As we said, it's moving day. There is a cut going into the final round. And
Top 16 move on, Brian, and you can see there is it's stacked up at 12th right there, and Rachel Turton finds herself outside of the cut line. She's 2 back, but look at that. She birdied holes 1 and 2. She's closing the gap there. She still has 2 more to make it back into the cut. Katie Tate, even through 2. She's 5 back of that cut line. She has a chance.
It's not easy.
No.
This is not easy. This field is very strong. There's a lot of players that can pop off and shoot under par today. I think conditions are beautiful right now. This is the time to score. The wind even feels like it's down. With that said, jumping up, we see Sarah Hokum has shot a solid round to move her up to a tie for 5th place. 6 over par total. We did hear from Hokum after that round. Let's take a listen.
I'm surprised. It's hard to get under par out here, so I was over par still in climbing spots, so I feel really good that I could get a lot of pars today and a few birdies to close out. Yeah, especially on a course like this. I mean, 16 can be so penalizing, and 18, it looks like you can get the birdie, but then you can also take a double with the crowd and all the tight OB, so you can't really think anything until it's completely over. Yeah, I developed this form about a year and a half ago, and I just try to be true to my body and my muscle chains, and my body's different than other people's bodies, so I think everybody just has to do what's best for them and continue to work that, and it's okay if it doesn't look like everybody else.
Well, Sarah Hokum, lots of space to make up strokes and continue moving up the leaderboard. I think, Nate, her sidearm bodes very well for her out here. I think this course suits a player that has a stock sidearm and a shaped sidearm. What do you think she has to do if she wants to go deeper under par?
Well, yeah, I'm really looking for Sarah to find a rhythm there on the front nine. I mean, she shot 2 over on the front, double bogey there on the fourth, and she's not hitting any of those greens, and those are greens that I expect Sarah to find herself in, especially there at the par 5 on 3. She's playing it safe and then attacking on her second and third shot. And she finds circle 2 there on 8 and 9, but she's blanking out the first 7. So looking for her to find the rhythm early with that forehand. But the way that she finished her round, Brian, 15 through 18, certainly the hardest holes out here at Nokia. And she goes 3 down in the last 4. She's 16 back of the lead. So, I feel like it's too much, of course, but at this point in Sarah's career, a podium finish, it does mean something for the major. I mean, not only the cash that she'll be flying back to the States with, but just for your career, for your legitimacy in the game. Like second and third place, they do still mean something for someone like Sarah.
Well, and I think, she shoots a 1 over par with a pretty slow front 9. There's so many holes that I think she could score very well. I mean, number 2 is a perfect sidearm for her as well. 5 is a great sidearm for her. The sidearm on 4 to put herself into a good landing zone is solid. I mean, and she has the backhand when she needs it. So I think that's another player that Katrina, Missy, and Henna have to watch out for as well. With that said, we are wrapping up the show. We're going to send it out to the ground. We have more disc golf to watch. For Tournament Central, Brian Earhart, Nate Perkins. We'll see you out there.
What's up, guys? I'm out here at the European Open, and I want to remind you all to head over to the European Open online pro shop to check out some exclusive drops such as discs, merchandise, apparel, and much more. Thank you all for supporting the event, and enjoy the show.